They are. All right. Hey guys, GearheadBryan, and we are back again with another live stream. Awesome to see a lot of you guys here. My bad, I'm a couple minutes late, but really already cool to see a lot of people in the chat. How's it going, Yak? How's it going, Corey? How's it going, Richie? Love having you guys here. What's up? How's it going? Happy Friday. Been a busy week for me. My hair's messed up. Don't mind my crazy hair right now. But yeah, guys, how's it going, guys? As usual, welcome. And, if you have any questions, if it's pertaining to mechanic stuff, car stuff, modifying your car, tools, you already know what to do. Drop the question down below and be sure to answer the poll. But yeah, happy to have you guys already here, guys. Welcome to this live stream. Here, let me make sure the camera's good and everything. All right, guys. Let me make sure that the welcome to. Sorry, I'm just reading this real quick. All right, I'm glad somebody answered. Yes, finally, people are answering the poll. I love it. All right, so if you guys didn't see, I already put a poll down below, and it's pretty much what's your guys' favorite car anime? Whether it's Initial D, MF Ghost, Wengen Midnight, Redline. A lot of people haven't heard of the other two, but Initial D is top tier. If you didn't know, up there, directly up there, is an Initial D magazine thingamabob, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, pretty cool. All right, guys, so if you are new to the live stream, be sure to drop any questions that you have, whether it's working on your own car, wanting to learn how to become a mechanic, what route you think you should take when it comes to mechanic, what you should do to your personal car, if you're having trouble removing a ball in your personal car, what tools I recommend, what impact gun, what ratchet, whatever it may be sure to drop it down below. Yeah. But yeah, guys, go ahead and start dropping in questions and answering the poll. If you guys have no questions ready, I have a couple of written down questions that I got from my live stream from a couple live streams ago and from the comment section of my videos. So yeah, Yak Fishing. Well, he showed up before I got back. I see. We need to set his watch back an hour. Yeah, I know. I was running late from work today. Rifleman says, how do I find a power steering leak on a 2001 Chevy Astro van? I mean, the best way, if you're obviously you see you're leaking power steering fluid, the best thing that you can do is actually clean it up. Hi. The best thing you can do is clean it up. So what I mean is clean up your engine bay really good, clean around the power steering pump, clean all the hoses, clean the bottom of the engine, clean everything good, and then you can visually see where the power steering leak's starting to leak. Now, the common places to check for the leaks after you clean everything is the hoses themselves, the power steering pump itself, underneath the power steering reservoir, and then they sell dyes to put into that stuff, but usually you don't even have to do that. It's just so obvious. So just clean everything up, and then start looking at the key points of the power steering system. It's pretty much that basic. Fresh Case says, what brand impact for lug nut? I mean, for tire lugs. So I'm assuming wheel lugs. If you're just a novice or if you're just at a tire shop or whatever, pretty much any, a lot of things will do. If you're on a budget, you could always go with okay, so let me say my best recommendations and then I'll go for it under there. So Milwaukee's really good. They usually have deals at Home Depot. So if you get something like the M18 or even under, you'll be fine. Usually when they're on sale, they're the best. If you buy it straight up without a deal, usually they're a bit more expensive. You could even get them cheap on Amazon. Now, another thing you can go for is DeWalt's. DeWalt's, I forgot which DeWalt, but DeWalt's are good. Some of the CC Impacts are actually pretty good. CC and Robust True. Those are two cheap Amazon impact guns that are generally under $100 or around $100. I have one of those, and those are pretty badass for lug nuts and stuff like that. So, yeah, so you get a variety. It just depends on what your budget is. If you're just doing tires and stuff like that, you can get the cheap stuff. You're really not going to need that much power. But Milwaukee is an all-around good one, but I'd say get a deal with them at Home Depot. I wouldn't buy Milwaukee at listing price. The Acquisition says, man, squirrels love hoses. They are doing damage this time of year in these parts. Yeah, you guys got to be careful when you park your cars for a long period of time. A lot of people will bite up a lot of squirrels will bite up the wiring harness. So you want to be careful of that. The Acquisition says, folks, let's get the like button. Yeah, guys, if you are joining the stream, be sure to hit that like button and drop the question down below of whatever you may have in mind, you know? And answer the poll. So far, we have 6 people who voted on the poll. So far, Initial D is winning, as it should. Initial D is one of the best car animes out there. MF Ghost is pretty good. I like it because it's a follow-up to Initial D. If you didn't know, Initial D is awesome. But then there's a follow-up to MF Ghost. Actually, let me show you. My fiance actually got me the full season of it. Let me show you. So if you guys got the money, you should totally get this. This is like the entire series of Initial D, from the first season all the way to the 5th season, and then it even has Initial D movies, like the anime movies, not the live action. The live action one is complete crap. But man, if you can cough up the extra money, you can get this. It's an awesome I loved it, especially season 5. Awesome, guys. But yeah, you should totally get that. All right. All right. What? Jason said, what? Not sure what you meant by that, Jason. All right, guys. So, again, if you are joining the stream, be sure to drop a question down below, and we'll go ahead and get to it. If not, again, I have some pre-answered questions right here. Pardon my handwriting. But I got a couple questions on here, but I'll give it a sec before we get started on it. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, we got 10 people who answered answered the poll. All right, and this D still winning. I love it. I'm surprised some people watched Redline. That's really interesting. All right, Salmon says, best ever loose oil or penetrator. Wait, what? Oh, so I'm assuming best ever penetration oil. So penetrator is 50% acetone. Yeah, so Salmon, one of the best, guys, if you didn't know, I made a video on it recently and a couple of videos before, but one of the best penetrating oils for like really rusted bolts and fasteners and things of that nature is transmission oil, so ATF fluid, automatic transmission fluid. Half of that mixed with half of acetone, mix it together, and it makes one of the best, and I mean best, penetrating oils for cars. You know, better than PB Blaster and stuff like that. So Coral is good too, but honestly, if you mix half and half of that, you're gonna get a awesome combination. Now, if you're looking for penetrating oils in general, what you can do is liquid. I think it's Liquid Wrench is really good. Liquid Wrench, Coral, PB Blaster. You could always use brake fluid too. It's not bad. Brake fluid's pretty decent. But ATF and acetone's way better. Hey, Jorge, how's it going, man? Nice to see you on the live stream, bro. Tay says, not gonna lie, I'm a plumber and not even a mechanic, but I still love watching your tips and tricks. Appreciate it, man. Really awesome to have you on the live stream, and I'm glad that you enjoy the tips and tricks. That's really cool to hear. Yeah, Jason, PB Blaster is pretty awesome. I hate the smell, but WD-40 is awesome. I love the smell. Now, keep in mind, WD-40 makes a penetrating oil, not just a regular WD-40 I'm talking about, but they make a WD-40 penetrating oil. So, but I love the smell of regular WD-40. All right, Oxidize says, keep up the great videos. As a mobile mechanic, I picked up the caliper compressor off of Amazon before I got my set. Definitely helped before I got a kit. Nice, man. Yeah, those guys, if you didn't know, the brake calipers, like if you're compressing them, you could always use a C-clamp, which is fine. It works. You could even put a brake pad and use a C-clamp. It works. But the compression tool, way smoother, way quicker. If you're doing a lot of brake jobs, highly recommend you doing it. It's under 20 bucks. You know, I have it. Before I saw it, I was like, eh, and then I got it, and I'm loving it, you know, so highly recommend it. All right, we got 15 people answering the polls. Come on, guys, let's get the poll answers up, and let's get the likes up in here. Favorite car anime so far? Again, oh no, Initial D and Redline's tie. I don't like that. I actually got to watch Redline. I haven't watched Redline, but Initial D is the way to go. Peter says, on a 2010 Toyota Corolla, how do you know when to adjust the tension on the serpentine belt? So on the, it's been a long time since I worked on 2010s. So I'm assuming the 2010s have the adjuster for like the alternator or whatever, so you could adjust the amount of tension. How do you know when to adjust the tension? So are you saying like how much tension on the actual serpentine belt? That's what you're referring to? Or are you saying like when you said, be a little bit elaborate on it? But if what I'm assuming it is, generally you just don't want it too tight. You want it to like kind of buck down a little bit. You want it to be, you poke it and it goes down a little tiny bit. You don't want it like so rigid that you're barely pushing the belt and it doesn't want to go down. You want a little bit of slack on that belt. Yak Person says WD-40 is cheap cologne for Brian. Yeah, I love WD-40. I'm not gonna lie. Rifleman says, what tools would I need to do a front suspension if that's what you call it on a 2001 Chevy Astro, and could I do it myself? Yes, you could definitely do it yourself. Rifleman, if you could tell me exactly what components you're replacing, that'll be a heck of a lot better, so I can give you an exact list on what. But generally, you're gonna need a jack stands. You're gonna need a breaker bar. Heat would be nice. If you had a torch with propane from Walmart, you can get it like under 20 bucks. Heat. You're gonna need sockets, impact sockets, regular sockets, a ratchet, most likely a cheater bar. So like the long pipe on your jack, you're gonna probably need it. A good hammer, probably a 4-pound hammer, a 2-pound hammer. Dead blow hammer helps sometimes. Penetrating oil, that's gonna help. A wrench sets, pliers. Well, probably not pliers, honestly. Unless you're doing the inner tie rods. Thoughts on a BMW 335 with the N54? What year is that? Remind me. I believe the 335 was what, the 2012s? Or was that the 2010? No, I think that was the 2012 and up. But remind me, I'm dot. Javier says, hola from Mexico. Bro, what do you recommend if only allowed to have one? A chrome socket set or an impact socket set? That's always a debate. Damn. It depends on what you're doing. Are you a lube tech? Are you a tire tech? Are you changing tires all the time? Are you just a DIY guy? You know, what are you doing? Now, if I had to pick between the two, if you live in the Rust Belt, that's hard. I'd say impact sockets. You know, if you're really in the Rust Belt and you have a lot of rusty stuff, chrome, you really just need both. But I'd say impact sockets. You can get by with impact sockets. Does a small leak from evap line does anything with performance? Not necessarily, no. Not necessarily too much, no. Redline was incredible. It took over 100,000 hand-drawn frames. That's cool. I actually got to watch Redline now that you say it. I've been procrastinating watching Redline. I'm gonna actually write that down so I can watch it later. Rifleman says, thanks for the again. No problem, man. Bold again. I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Man, can you make a video about how to fix rust on a body panel? Not the moment. I can eventually. Because I have a Corolla that needs body work, you know? So yes. Will it take a minute to get to it? Yes, just because I'm so busy. I have my daughter, I have YouTube, I have a lot of projects. So yeah, I will get to it, yes, because I'm going to be doing a restoration on my 1989 Toyota Corolla. It looks like this, but red, and it's right-hand drive. So I'm going to be repainting it. I'm going to be doing body work on the front end. So when I get to it, I'll be definitely making some videos on it. So you're in luck, yes. Will it be anytime super soon? No, but I'll definitely get to it. Especially with the rust part. It's off. Says, hey man, I never changed vehicle part. Here, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So it's off. GG says, hey man, never changed vehicle part. Wait, what? Never changed vehicle part until recently. I just changed my spark plugs, 2 ignition coils, a valve cover, installed new terminals for the battery, and bought new battery. Now rotors and brakes. Nice, nice. Good job, man. Good job. That's really cool. Kudos to you, bro. Oh, okay. M. says 2007, 2012. Yeah, I'd say get it. That year was a good year. I like that year. For the free series. For, you know, the 5 series, their best year was 2012 because under it, 2012 and 2010 because under it, they were really bad. No, Master, I can't pronounce your name, says, do you work on diesels? No. Unfortunately, do not. Have I worked on diesels? Yes. Do I try to work on diesels? No. You know, I've worked on like VW Jetta diesels. I forgot what an Audi diesel as well. It's off. All furrow YouTube videos, man. Thanks for the tips. No problem, man. No problem. All right. Hey guys, if you are just joining in, be sure to drop a question down below, whether it's about car stuff, mechanic tips, mechanic tricks, tools that you're thinking about getting, working on your personal car, your project car, whatever it may be, my favorite movie, your favorite movie, animes, whatever it is. I'll be happy to answer down below. And be sure to answer the poll and hit that like button. That's it. Let's get the likes up in here, guys. Nick says, your videos have gotten me through the year with fixing and restoring my 2007 Eclipse with 300K. Thank you. No problem, Nick. I like, I've worked on a lot of those Eclipses actually, especially the 2007s. I've done engines on those, on both the 4-cylinder and the V6. I've done the convertible motors on those, the convertible tops on them, because they, you know, a lot of people have tears in them. I've done a lot on those cars. G Money says, you put me on Vim Tools, low key fire. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know, Vim Tools is high key fire. What Vim Tools is actually, they sell, they'll sell to other brands, like let's say Matco or other brands, and those other brands will rebrand them. So a lot of the Matco tools, a lot of the Mac tools, whatever, are from Vim Tools a lot of the time. So a lot of those quality tools you're getting from other companies are actually from Vim Tools most of the time. So yeah, Vim Tools has a lot of nice quality tools that I highly recommend, you know. So if you can, pick up some sets. I have some links in the top of this chat below or on my YouTube channel profile. But yeah, they're really nice. They're really quality tools. RGFX7 says, you ever forget to torque your lugs? Have a guy in the shop do that today. Lady was all right, but it was bad. Oof. In the beginning of my career, career as a mechanic, yeah, like maybe my first year, because my service writer and my boss was just rushing me so quick. So yeah, I've forgotten it. On every car up to date now, no. I never forget to torque wheels. I always torque them. Always, always. Even on my car, even when I'm rushing, I don't care. Every car that I finish working on, it gets torqued, you know? So yeah, so now I never forget to torque wheels and stuff. But man, that's, thank gosh, they're okay. The activist says Brian is a trip. He's gonna find a way to show that toy Corolla on the stand. LOL. You go B. You need to break down and get an HPI account car and paint. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be restoring that car as soon as I can. So you're definitely right. I'll always find an excuse to incorporate that car into my YouTube channel. So. What do you think about the 5.7 Hemi? I don't have any bad thoughts on them, honestly. Haven't worked on too many of them, though. Probably a 1 or 2. Tay says, my nephew is turning 16 soon. Want to get him his first car. If you had to pick a car no older than 2020, which would you get for ease of maintenance and home mechanic friendly? I'd say the Toyota or the Honda. Both the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla, oof, love those cars. Love working on them, and then they're just a good car. And I highly recommend the new Hondas. The new Hondas are really nice. I genuinely like them. So yeah, I'd say Honda or Toyota. The Mazdas are pretty decent too now, as long as you get the 4-cylinders. Don't get any new 6-cylinders, are a pain in the butt. But yeah, I'd say Toyota, Honda, Mazda. The Subarus are okay. They're a little bit more, I just wouldn't mess with the Subarus, but the Subarus are okay. But I'd mess with the Toyota and the Honda. Definitely my top pick. All right, Carson says, what is a great brand tire to buy for all year round? I'd say, what was it? Damn, I forgot. Toyo has some good tires. I believe the Toyo Extenza... Toyo HP Extenzas or Extenza HP 2s. Those are really good. I used to have them on my Honda Civic. They're really good tires. They really grip the road. I like them. They're a little bit pricier, but they're nice. I think Hankook has some good all year round tires. Falcon's really good. But definitely the Toyo. Toyo tires, top tier by far. My favorite. How I Made says, Brian, do you invest in stock, index funds, or ET crypto? You can't work forever for your money. Money needs to work for you. I used to be a bench tech and a gearhead for 20 years. Need to make money asleep. Yeah, no, I dabble in the crypto community and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely make your money work for you, especially in this day and age. But my best advice for people is to work hard, make money, and then put into that stuff. You want to make a game plan of making as much money as you can, and then as you're working hard and building to a goal, you can go ahead and put aside things like that, like crypto. So yeah, I'm definitely into it. All right, Incognito says, is a 93 Honda Accord Coupe worth keeping alive and fixing if I got it for $1,500? Hell yeah. Yes, it's definitely worth keeping alive and fixing if you get it for $1,500. Those are nice cars. So yeah, as long as it's not too rotted out, the chassis and body is fine, and as long as the engine's good, then get it, man. Go for it. Keep it alive. All right. Do I like the EV Charger? Are you talking about the Dodge Charger? Let me know, Transit. Red Brick says, I got the off-brand version of the Snap-on jack for $200. Hell yeah, nice, man. Kudos to you. I have the Harbor Freight low-profile jack. That thing's awesome. Absolute tank. If you guys are looking for a good jack, get it from Harbor Freight. They're really nice. They're generally worth the price. Moses says, did you ever regret your career choice? No, I don't. I genuinely like working on cars. I like my job that I'm at. I feel like I'm living, the dream, honestly. I like it. I get to work on so many different cars, work on so many different parts of a car, do so many different jobs I never did at my other shop, you know, and I get to make videos for you guys. So it's like, honestly, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I get to do I get to work on cars. I get, you know, understanding, you know, staff and coworkers, a good community. And I get to do what I like doing. I get to do my dream of doing YouTube and working on cars and combining them. So no, I don't regret my choice. I regretted doing flat rate for a long time. Flat rate was an absolute hell. So when I went to doing mobile mechanic work and then going to the shop I'm at now, it definitely was a huge career change. So yeah, I'm not a fan of flat rate unless you've got a good shop. But yeah. Johnny says, woohoo, the initial D picture in the back. Hell yeah, man, initial D right there. And my YouTube plaque button, All right, so we got 43 people who voted for the anime poll. So favorite car anime so far, initial D is winning. Redline is next in line. MF Ghost is 12, and everybody just hates Wang and Midnight apparently because it's 9%. Guys, if you are just joining the live stream, be sure to drop a like, answer the poll, and then drop a question down below that you maybe want answered. Here, give me 1 second. I got to check on my beautiful daughter. All right, guys, give me 2 minutes. Just helping my daughter out real quick. 1 second. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, my daughter's starting to go down for an early nap now, so. Always enjoy your stuff. Thanks, Neon. Appreciate it. All right, let me catch up on the question. Damn, there's a lot of questions. My bad, guys. I didn't know there were that many questions. Damn. User says, why some vehicle brake disc is not screwed like Suzuki? Is it necessary to be screwed like... No. So any rotor screws that you see on your cars, generally that's from factory just to keep it so it's easy for assembly. Now, when it comes to cars that are studless, they're there to keep the rotor aligned with the wheel hub. You need those rotor screws on studless vehicles like Volkswagen, Audi, BMW. Do not remove them, or else if you have a 20-inch wheel and you're putting it on, you're going to be having a very hard time lining it up. Trust me, I've been there, and it's really freaking annoying. So on studless vehicles, guys, keep the rotor screws. Do not throw them out, or else you're going to learn the hard way. But all right, let me go back to some of the questions I know I missed. All right, sorry guys, trying to catch up with all the questions. Let's see. Transit says, why does the engine sputter even though everything is fine? It could be bad gas. It could have bad gas. You could have a leak in your intake, you know, hose or something. Maybe there's a crack or something. Maybe your MAF sensor's bad. You know, it could be a couple things. You know, I mean, mainly bad gas could be, you know. Guys, keep in mind, if I didn't answer your question yet, you might just have to re-ask it just because questions just pile up very quickly. It's definitely not my intention to skip your question, but if I didn't answer it, just go ahead and ask it down below. Hey, Malik says, hey, brother, could you please explain what abnormal wear on a rotor would look or feel like? So generally, if you have abnormal wear, you'll how to say it? You'll actually see it on the brake pad first. So you'll see that on the rotor, it's going to be like kind of like high on one side and like deep in the other. Or you'll start to see burn marks, like heated marks on the inside, like on a certain part of the rotor. So you might see on the top of the rotor, you might see on the bottom of the rotor. Also, you could tell a rotor's warped if you see like it's like rivels. It's like little like almost waves along the rotor. So you can generally see like a heat mark. You can see ripples on the rotor. You could also see rust build up on the bottom part or on the inside parts because it's only wearing in the center and not the throughout the rotor. So yeah, how's it going, Echo? Nice to see you on the live stream. Old Mount View says, thanks for sharing your knowledge and skills. No problem, man. All right, let me see some of the new questions. Sorry, guys. Is a Harbor Freight membership worth it? If you're buying a lot of tools from Harbor Freight, yes, I highly recommend it. If you're not buying as often, probably not. If you're barely buying tools, probably not. But yeah, I'd say if you're really buying tools all the time, especially from there, definitely. Scotty Ogden says, need another 100 to 150 horsepower. Not sure where to get it from. Well, what kind of car do you have, Scotty? Alexander says, do you own your house? No, not at the moment. I don't know. User says, why some vehicle brake disc is not screwed like Suzuki? Oh, I already answered that. Haha. All right, so let me go to the most recent questions, guys. Yes, lines on the rotor is definitely what I mean. James says, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Or hope you're doing good, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. All right. Tony says, do I have a lisp? Yeah, technically I do, yes. Bloodface says, are you partnered, or is that partnered, sponsored by anyone? Technically, I'm partnered up with Vim Tools right now. Right now, I hit up my friends up in Vim Tools, and they get me some cool tools to show you guys, or that I think is adequate for you guys. It's actually genuinely going to be a game changer. So I partnered up with Vim Tools finally. I have a couple friends over there that I call up and say, hey, I saw, you know, we got some game changing tools I want to show some of you guys, and yeah, so Vim Tools for sure. 03 Mustang, I had a lot of fun with it. Nice. Scotty says 2.5 liter swapped 08 Mazda 3, eBay turbo, full bolt-on, cheap tune. Honestly, I'm not familiar with those motors for 2.5. Thinking of gutting the interior for weight, but don't think it'll make a difference. Yeah, it won't make a huge difference unless you're tracking it, honestly. You're not going to feel much of a difference. I'd say make a good custom free-flowing exhaust for it. Get a better tune for it. Not just a cheap tune. Like, try to get a a good tuner. A very good tuner. And get it tuned properly. Because the cheap tunes can be good. They can be okay. But you can get really your best bang for your buck getting a better tune. And then just... Hi. And yeah, so I'd say just try to get a better tune for it. I'm not too familiar with those engines, so my bad. I definitely say teach us. TV viewer says, teach us how to build a car from parts, please. So what are you saying, from scratch? I'll definitely make a series on that because I have a right-hand drive Corolla that I'm building from the top up. So I'll definitely do a series on that. Thanks, Ulf. I really appreciate it. Also, Scotty, you can get lighter wheels for your car. Getting lighter wheels, actually the best way to make your car a lot quicker, lighter wheels, not heavy wheels, lighter wheels, and a really good tire. So if you get really grippy, nice tires, and you get a better wheel, you're gonna be flying, trust me. And yeah, I mean, getting rid of unnecessary weight too, but. Quicksilver says, which car brand should we avoid? I'd highly recommend avoiding, I hate Audi a lot. So if you're trying to get a project car or something, I just stay away from Audi. Audi is really not my thing. Audi, Volkswagen, but some Volkswagens are good exceptions, especially if they're well cut. But I hate working on Audi, so Audi for sure. I'd stay away from, I'm trying to think what cars to stay away from. My wife has a Mini. Yeah, Mini Coopers are a pain in the butt to work on. They're fun cars, but a pain in the butt to work on. Here, 1 second, guys. Give me a second. Gotta check on my daughter. All right, guys. So, I unfortunately had to end the live stream a little bit early. I got to get my beautiful little daughter to bed. She's a bit grumpy. So, I got to end the live stream a little bit earlier than usual. However, the winner to the favorite car anime was Initial D. We got Initial D right there. That's dope. So, nice to see Initial D won. I knew I would win. But, yeah, guys. So, I got to end the live stream a little bit early. Got to put my daughter to bed. So I'll try to see if I can maybe hop on later this week or something for a live stream to make up for ending the stream a little bit early. But thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. It's pretty early over here. It's about, almost 8 p.m. But my daughter wants to go to sleep early for some reason. But all right, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do live streams every single Friday at about 6 to 7 p.m. My goal is to make it a little bit longer. Try to do, maybe live streams on some other different days and go on for hours. That's definitely my goal. I'll definitely announce it more. But thank you guys so much for joining the live stream and being here. Hey, Jason, I'm glad you love the blooper live streams. I mean, blooper videos. But yeah, thank you guys for joining the live stream. Wow, coming late and leaving early. I know, Yak Vision. I know. But all right, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys all. Again, live streams every single Friday. I'll try to do another one soon. But have a good evening. Have a good night. I love you guys all. Thank you guys for supporting, for watching the live stream. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace. Hope it helped. Peace.